we're going to record this. So what's happening now is big technology understands that there's a lot, like, our real estate commissions are big. If you got into real estate 10, 15, 20 years ago, and you just had these massive commissions, it was awesome, right? Commissions are being compressed, right? And one of the reasons is that big technology just isn't, they have the data, right? And they're getting in front of people. So you're going to see this more and more from big tech companies, right? And the cool thing is they're only aligning with the best teams, right? Like Zillow, and you have to earn the really good leads. Right. And that's super important. And we're going to talk about that today. Zillow Flex. It took us about 3 years to get on their radar, right? Because we knew it was coming. And then it took about 6 to 8 months of like interviews to get into the Zillow Flex program, right? That was their barrier of entry. So when we talk about, everyone always makes fun of realtors and how like people trust this is a real stat, like people trust. There's more consumer trust in the plumber than there is the realtor, right? And in the car salesman than there is the realtor, because there's such a low barrier of entry, right? I always make a joke. One of my friends saw the New Jersey real estate license on Groupon once and texted it to me and a group of all my friends and made fun of me. He's like, Joe, we can get your job on Groupon right now, right? Like there's such a low barrier of entry that there's so many realtors. And what happens is it kind of like dilutes the water, right? It's hard to find the good ones. Would anyone agree with that, right? Sometimes it's hard to find the good realtors because there's so many. And so with these channel partners, what they're doing is in the beginning, they're sending leads and they don't give you the very best leads in the beginning. They make you earn it, right? And we're going to talk about that today too. But there's a new channel partner called OJO Labs. It's run by Chris Heller, which is a former CEO of Keller Williams. A lot of the really, really, really smart people in real estate are getting plucked out of real estate and getting hired by, guess who? It begins with a T. Tech companies, right? Tech companies are like, all right, you're really smart in real estate. I'm going to pull you out of here and we're going to hire you. So they hired Chris Heller, who is actually one of the smartest people in real estate since I've been involved in this thing. He actually owned a Keller Williams office that I worked out of in Irvine, California for a little bit, or at least hung my license in, right? So we started OJO Labs. I'm going to talk to you today about what OJO Labs is, how to get it on your phone, how to start getting leads, and what matters and what doesn't matter. Does that sound good, guys? So now, let's see here. Let me share my screen. Get all right, share my screen now. All right, cool. Everyone knows how to get to does everyone know how to get to the university? Give me a thumbs up or a shaking of the head or whatever, right? Because if you don't know how to get here, you're going to have a lot of trouble, right? We've worked really hard to put all of our resources in here so you guys can have them 24/7. In the university, when you're scrolling, we're actually doing some construction here on this thing, right? So on page 2, there's OJO and OpCity, right? We're actually going to be separating the two into 2 different sections. But today we're going to talk about OpCity, which is like, right now today we're going to talk about OJO, which is similar to OpCity, but there are some differences. I'm going to go over those with you guys today. Cool. Now, when you hop into the university, you're going to be prompted on how to set up. Hey, Lauren, how do they set up OJO? They do it through you, correct?
Yes, I add them to our team account.
It's that simple, correct?
Yes.
All they have, can that be in here? Like, yo, if it's not, it might be in there.
It is there. It says that I can't mute whoever isn't muted.
Hold on.
And watch it. You can come up here and click on this link right here.
A new Carl over here. It's killing me.
If you guys are if you guys are playing Street Fighter, just mute yourself.
Okay. In the university, it says if you're interested in joining OJO, to ping the DOO and they will add you to our OJO account.
Perfect. Radical. So did everybody hear that? Someone tell me, how do you sign up for OJO? How do you get it going?
Slack, Lauren.
That's right. That's right. Is my microphone working? That's right, you guys. Right now, I'd like to invite everyone to the dance floor. So, okay. So that's all you got to do. Tell Lauren and she is going to set you up, right? Let's see here. OJO, what is OJO? Perfect. What is OJO? That's such a good question, right? We're going to watch the How It Works video. Boom. Everyone see my screen? Yeah, cool. Let me know if you can't hear volume or anything.
We can hear it.
Hey, Lauren, do you think it's a good idea for them to put that phone number in their phone? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yes, see, she's saying yes. She's saying yes.
Yeah,
My son is in
yes.
Spanish immersion school, so you will hear me speak in Spanish sometimes, like the word see, like I just did. Sorry, I'll go back to sharing the screen. Yeah, so save this phone number, right? It's like having the flex number when this, and so like it should say OJO, it should say like lead, OJO lead, money, whatever, right? Cool. I'm gonna play another video for you guys so we can learn about how it works. Now these are in the university, right? Cool. This one's short. Cool. By the way, you are not expected to meet them within 2 weeks. You're expected to meet them within how long? Not you, Lauren.
2 days,
40. Whoa.
8 to 24 hours.
48 hours. Correct. And if they can't see the house within 48 hours, what do we offer them?
Virtual showing.
Virtual showing. That's right. So guys, what I'm here to tell you is there's something called an early adopter advantage, right? Zillow Flex is not opening any more Zillow Flex teams in New Jersey for the unforeseeable future. I talked to our Zillow Flex partner yesterday. They are going to be firing. They're going to be firing. Is it like super loud? They're going to be firing. They're just going to be like getting rid of teams in the tri-state area starting immediately. They're looking to get rid of a lot of them before the end of the year. They just want the best of the best, right? So what this really, really looks like is there are agents. So all the stuff that we're bringing you guys, OpCity, OJO, the agents that get in there and adopt early and become successful are going to take territory. Trust me when I say this. There's areas where OJO and OpCity leads aren't available, like in the United States. Like there's enough agents there to handle lead flow that they trust and they've closed deals with, and they want to keep them. And it's just going to get harder and harder and harder to get into those markets. So clicking fast, clicking often, taking whatever leads you can get, moving them forward, moving them down the funnel and getting them closed is going to start getting your score higher and getting you better leads. Once you get into position, you've got it until you don't want it anymore. Does that make sense, you guys? Right? So this is something that's really special. And as we bring these channel partners to you, the people that really just cut their teeth to get in there and take over territory are just going to have it. And you know what's cool? I just want you guys to win. Like these accounts, you can take them with you anywhere. Like if we get into a fight one day and I throw a drink at you and you want to go work at Weichert or whatever, like you take your account with you, right? Like that's awesome. Like this is for you guys. You own it. It's like your business, right? So like, this is more about you guys. Like I want you guys to win. The market's changing, and what's happening is the legacy agents, the real estate 1.0 agents are like, these are bad leads, or like, these are all rentals, or these are blah, blah, blah. And then there's there's people that see the difference, right? Like when they were offering Flex, there were so many teams that were like, well, I'm not paying a referral. That's crazy. I'm not doing that. Right. And now Zillow's just eating they're spending so much money on getting in front of the consumer by marketing. And then what they're doing is that they're spending money in a call center to nurture these people and talk to them and then bring them to you. Right. So if you told me 15 years ago, I don't know if anybody saw that picture of me on my first day of real estate yesterday. That was insane, right? When that was, dude, there was no leads then. Like I had nothing to do. I had nowhere to start. I had nowhere to go. And I just started picking up a phone and calling neighborhoods. And that's what I wound up doing, and like knocking on doors and sitting open houses. So there's a million ways to do it, but through these channel partners, your phone will ring. Now, what I want to do is I want to show you guys what's possible. So every channel partner that I bring you guys, I did it, right? Like I've used the system. So like one thing that I really pride myself on is getting into this stuff and understanding how it works, because there are lead generation sources that totally stink, right? And so what happens is I jump in and vet them. So what'll happen is I will go in there and I will close deals. Like I will receive calls. I will set appointments for agents. And then I will find out if it works or if it doesn't work, if it's worth doing, right? So I turned on OJO. We've closed. Hold on one second. I'm trying to pull up. This is so annoying. I turned on OJO this weekend. So we opened it up. We opened it up like a year ago, and we just started closing deals, right? And so mine's paused, but just this weekend, this is kind of what it looks like, right? So I clicked it, and this was a lead that came in. It's I don't know how well you can see it, but it's about $225,000 in Tom's River. And then I clicked another one. It was $700,000 in Oceanport. Let's see here. Oh, here we go. This is what I was looking for. So this is what it looks like on your phone, right? Lauren, I should send this to you so it could go in the university. Can everybody see that? Even though I'm putting it right up to my camera. This is it's just a text message. So OJO is a text message. You're going to get a text message. It says an OJO referral would like to connect with an agent. Tap this link. These are super old. If I clicked them right now, it'd say this is no longer available, right? Because I waited too long, right? Now I was just clicking this weekend because I knew I was going to be doing this training, right? I was going to be like, dude, do you get leads? Do you not get leads? Is it bullshit, right? And so sure enough, I started clicking and leads just kept coming in, right? This is like a $659 budget. I believe this was in Oceanport, right? And then I won this one. It was like $389. So this is what happens. Like the stuff works, but what happened was a year ago when I turned this thing on and the coach was like, yo, you have to close something out to get the good leads. We did. We closed out like a $90,000 mobile home. We closed out like a couple rentals. I remember Sam Marks. This is crazy. Sam Marks was the guy. And he was like, I'm like, yo, we got to close something, bro. And we got to close it fast. He went and closed out. He went and did a rental in Asbury Park in Monroe Towers, which by the way, like he got a rental lead. This is crazy. This is what we're talking about. I love this shit. He got a rental lead, right, in Asbury Park. The only thing that would fit Sam just knew that Monroe Towers would work, right? I don't know, whatever the budget was, right? But they don't like offer commissions out and they don't like pay realtors and they're not on the MLS. So Sam called me. We called our coach at OJO and we're like, yo, if we just like are the procuring cause and we like get these people a place, can we like count it as a sale? And they were like, yes. And so Sam brought him to like Monroe Towers, showed it, introduced him to the people. And then the people at Monroe Towers just wrote a letter saying like Sam Marks was the procuring cause for Mary Smith renting in our building. And then we submitted it to OJO and it counted. And then all of a sudden we got good leads, right? Like, and we didn't get paid. We didn't get any money. Sam didn't get paid. But what happened was we established, like we're building an account. That makes sense, right? This is kind of like when a restaurant does like a soft opening. Does everybody know what that is? Like when you open up for a weekend and everything's free and you invite the neighborhood and everyone comes in and it's like, that's what we're doing. Like we're starting a business. And what I hear a lot of the time is oh dude, here's so funny. Here's Sam is coming in right now. He's going to come in a minute. But anyway, I want to tell this to you guys because it works. It's the same thing with Op City. So like, I haven't been on this account. I just turned it on this weekend because I knew I was going to be doing this, this training, and the lead, they're still pumping me in leads because they see my account as valuable. Am I moving the needle here? This is bringing value to you guys, right? And what's happening is if they have enough age, like I said, there's like an early adopter advantage. Whatever area you're in, we can open up Zillow restricts us to where we can go on how many connections are coming in and all these things and growing at a certain pace. But with OJO and Op City, we can go anywhere. We can go anywhere. We can go anywhere in the country with it, to be quite honest. Right now, we're just doing New Jersey. Sam, I was just talking about in OJO when you like brought those people to Monroe Towers and we like got credit for it. Do you remember that wild ride?
Oh yeah. That was good.
I was just talking about you and then you came in, but like, I was telling them
the handoff.
I haven't turned on that OJO account in like, I don't know, maybe 9 months or something. And like, it's pumping because we closed out those deals. I was telling them like, we tested the account out, whatever, got it going. But,
got a $1.2 million sale off that.
Oh, really?
Yeah. In like the first month or second month,
That's
the
right.
guy in Wall.
That's right. Say that again to everyone.
Yeah. It was a $1.2 million buyer in Wall. He bought the first house he saw, bought it for cash. It closed in 35 days, I think.
Cool. Wow. I'm really glad you joined this training. Guys, I do not pay Sam to say that. That is true. He'll probably take a lie detector. But like, again, the other
I'm
thing,
wearing the company merchandise, but no, not paid.
totally. Dude, he gets paid every time he shows up on a training with that shirt on. Yeah, guys, what we pride ourselves on here is like the proof, like it's real, right? Like integrity. We are who we say we are. And like, you know, we do what we say we're going to do. So they're in there. So Sam like did a rental for free, like a maniac, which if you think about it, it makes sense. Like if I'm OJO or I'm Op City, like I want you to like earn it. I want you to like go get it a little bit. Like I want you to get a little in the dirt. Like, and that's everything in life, by the way, right? Like whatever it is, man, whether you're going on a diet or saving money to buy a house or whatever, working, like there's a struggle in there to whatever's worth having. There's a struggle behind it all, right? But like Sam is a super, he's a highly evolved individual that's been on the earth more than once, right? So he just got super tricky with it. And I actually think there was a team in Portland that was like running that same model. They were like just taking renters and bringing them to like whatever the local rental spot was and just like procuring the cause and not getting paid. And it was upping their scores. So I'm going to cover a few more things. I'm going to try and get you guys out of here a little early today. We're going to go over a half hour, but we'll be under an hour. Is this valuable to you guys? Do you want me to keep going on this thing? Let me check my notes here. We are doing it live today. I do have notes. Cool. Okay, this is super important. Remember on my grave, it'll be like, this was super important, Joe Oz. All get to know the university, everything's in there. Everything is a video, right? You guys start, like, if you go on our YouTube channel, some of our like more valuable videos have like hundreds of views. Like the Op City videos that we did for our training, they've got like 300 views, right? Because like other people in the world like see value in that, right? They're out there. We have all this stuff in our university. All of our coaches videos are in there. So really anything you kind of need to know is in the university, right? Sometimes it's hard to find, but you got to figure it out. Like if you go stay at some mega resort in Cancun, right? And there's like 20 different restaurants. Like if you don't get your ass up in the morning and like walk around the resort and ask some questions, you're not going to know where they have the lattes, right? You're not going to know where the all you can eat salad bar is, right? Like you've got to go and figure it out and walk around, right? You ever do that? You ever stay at a resort and like you're leaving and you're like, wait, there was a pool there? Like, yeah, you got to walk around and figure everything out. Lauren, I'm going to need, where would I find, is the links to Rise website and the coaching videos in the university as well?
No, they are not. They're going to be in, actually, you know what? They might, but just to save time, I would just go into your
Okay,
passwords
all right, cool.
and just go that route. And then, because I'm adding them to the new version.
Radical. Give me a second. Is my screen sharing right now?
No.
Where do I find that? In passwords?
Yes.
And it's called Rise Coaching?
Yeah. If you Control F and do speed number
Oh, there it
2.
is. It's called, all right.
Delete.
Sales as a Career
Mhm.
is the website. All right, perfect. Radical. All right. So this is going to be under ops. This should be Lauren and Honey. This should be, by the way, shout out to Honey, shout out to Lauren. You guys are crushing it with the university and all the content creation. The link and password to this thing. Oh, the link to the password of this should be in both, right? So this is Rise, right? Real Intelligent Sales Engagement. This is our coach for Op City and OJO, right? Is everyone following me? Remember, Joe's not smart. Joe just listens to smart people. And I'm like the guinea pig for all this stuff. So, we pay for this every month. We have coaches. These are now your coaches, right? So does that make sense to you guys? My friends are now your friends. My resources are your resources. This is how this works. I'm here to bring it to you guys. These coaches, you don't have to pay for them. We pay for them every month. It gets deducted from our credit card and it's for you guys. Go and use it, right? Like I find value in it. I pay for it. Team pays for it, I should say. And I watch all these videos, right? This is where all this stuff comes from. So whoever's hearing this right now, like whenever it's like, if you think I know what I'm talking about, just because I watch these videos, man, and I plug in. So we go to Rise and in here, view your subscription SL. Let's go here. This is okay, cool. Well, it's good that I'm here.
So scroll up and
Yeah.
if you click on the OJO resources.
Perfect. Thank you.
It's going to be here you go.
Oh, sick. This is what I was looking for. That was cool too. What I just clicked on, it shows you like all the these are all old mastermind recordings. I'm just going to go here because these are all like Spring Betzinger, Dan Beer, Cody Gibson. These are all like Kyle, Blake Corey. This Blake Corey one is so sick, right? These are just like mega team leaders talking about their success with these platforms, right? These are massive teams. So these are all of our friends too, by the way, Dan, Cody, Spring, like Kyle. Kyle and Dan are both in our upline at EXP, just so in case you guys didn't know that. Dan's like the #1 agent at EXP, like the most popular man in real estate right now. So cool. Here's the video resources that I was telling you guys about. I'm going to play one of them for you guys. I'm going to play this. This is the 5 pillars of success. There's some gems in here.
I'm going to give you kind of what we call our 5 pillars.
This is Steve. Steve owns Rise, right? Casey's our coach. Steve is the guy that runs it. Steve has been in real estate lead generation since before any of us were ever born. He's the man.
Success, the first one I already alluded to, is speed. Second one is readiness. Don't casually leave your app on. Don't do that. Either you're prospecting and you're wanting deals or you're not. Most of our leads come in the mornings and in the late afternoons. So if it was me, I'd want to prospect in the mornings. Great. Then when I turn it off, I'm going to start looking at my list of lead flow, see if I can move through pipeline, worry about my sphere of influence business, my past clients, my referrals, all of those things. And then come about 3:30 or 4, I might go back in for an hour, hour and a half, turn it back on, and now accept leads again in that time. Those are the two best times. The other piece is, it's real estate. I wish we could be, Tuesday through Friday, no weekends, no work, but 38% of our whole leads come in on the weekend. So if I'm you guys, I make sure that I have a weekend or two allocated a month where I can actually use that. You know what I mean? Because that's a lot of times where leads come in. So again, be intentional. Have your phone and app on, ready to go Saturday morning from 8:30 to 10:30. And then you can go ahead and turn it off if you want to. Go have your weekend, do your thing, have lunch, hang out. I turn it back on between 4 and 6. Right? Those are ways in which you can go ahead and generate more opportunity as a way to process. Thirdly, you have to have a neat status with your people. Having more leads sitting in your pipeline, the algorithm does not like that. They tag you as a non-closer. You don't get quality referrals. They want to see people either moved through the process or moved out and referred back. Remember, there's no shame in culling your level of leads. If they're not going to be groups that are closing anytime soon, make your notes, make a quality sentence or two, and then release it back to realtor.com so that they can do that. Those are things that are relevant, okay? And at the end of the day, that moving through the pipeline, it's important if you're going to start to get into what we call quality, consistent lead flow, all right? Lastly, you have to communicate in their native. The more you communicate in the app for realtor.com, the more you communicate through in OJO, the more you do that, the better that it is, right? And I know that we all live on the bipolar realtor roller coaster, right? Like, oh my gosh, people come in, they're great, they prospect, they're paying attention, they're doing awesome. Leads go up, now you got some deals. Oh no, deals come in. Now I got to babysit the deal, make sure it closes, call Linda, call it's going to close it. Oh my gosh, my leads are out, now I got to go get leads again. The key is to kind of be doing this all the time, not doing this. So have your prospecting time, put it on your calendar it, knowing that most of these leads on these referral programs come in the mornings and in the afternoons. So try to calendar yourself that way. And if you get busy, it's totally okay to go on Do Not Disturb for 2 weeks as you get through stuff. That's able to do. Remember, the people that have built the app, we've had to work hard to get them to think like real estate people. They don't. They think like tech people. They want to see you toggling it on and off. It tells them you're paying attention. They want to see your meets. You can't have 100 people in your pipeline and only met with 11. It tells them you're not. I'd rather have 20 in your pipeline and met with 11. Okay. And then the other thing is, if you ever get where you've got some stagnation or your scores drop, Casey does a great job of this. So does Felicia. Widen your gap for a little while. Take a ton of leads for 2 or 3 days. Take leases for 2 or 3 days. Get some in, create activity, and create some movement through the pipeline, even if it's movement to be released back, but create some of that, okay? The nice thing is, I can tell you, sure as I'm sitting here, this type of engagement to the realtor from the consumer-based brands is only going to get bigger, not smaller. USAA, Rocket Home, they're all moving to these type of models. So you're going to have to get used to working in multiple natives. Get used to speed being a program. Get used to being intentional about when you take leads, when you service and update those leads, how you do that. Get used to your phone skill about trying to build rapport in 3 to 5 minutes, finding some level of common ground.
Guys, one of the number one costs for a business is client, like a big business is client acquisition, right? Like, how do we acquire a client? That's what businesses look at, right? What's happening now is when you guys pay a referral fee to an OJO, an Opsidia, Flex, whatever, like you're paying a fee for client acquisition. All these people that you bring in and you close are going to be your people, right? Then you're going to have a relationship and they're going to refer you business, right? I know Sam and Ethan are here. You guys have gotten referrals, right? From deals that you brought in from a channel partner, right? And then you're on your sphere split, which is significantly higher, right? There's no channel partner payment and it's a much higher split, right? That's when you guys are closing out a bunch of those, like shit is going to be sweet, right? It's going to be awesome, right? That's where I want to get you guys to, right? Like, and that's it. And so there's no way speed to lead is like no joke. There's no way, like it took me, God, man, I took the slow boat to real estate sale. Like it took me a long time to be like doing a lot of deals, man. You know, for someone like Sam Marks who did, I don't know, something like 50 deals in like 2 years, like that didn't happen to me for like 7-8 years in real estate. Like it just wasn't a possibility. Like I couldn't do it, right? So now here is an option for us to do it. You got to work for it. And then what happens is you have a database. Once I have a database, like Sam just took a listing from a database client of mine that just called in, right? It's a listing. It was like a come list me. That's what happens when you guys have a database. Can you guys see that we're playing chess here? Anyone? Like a thumbs up or a head nod or whatever, right? That's like what we're doing here. Like if you guys want to be, if you want like real estate to like change your life, this is like how we do it. This is how we build it, right? It's funny that's called like the 5 pillars, right? And so the other thing that Steve said that I really, really liked was time blocking your follow-ups, right? Follow-ups are so important, right? Like prospecting and follow-up, right? Prospecting looked really different for me. I had a headset on, I had a dialer going, I had 3 phone numbers going in a row. I was calling 3 houses at a time, right? And when someone picked up, I would talk to that person and these people would pause. Then I would hang up and it would dial. And I did this for hours and hours and hours and hours, right? I was trying to find people that wanted to sell their house. That's one way to do it, right? Jill, we were talking about this the other day, right? That's one way to do it, but it's like, it's for a very special type of person. Like when Gil saw what I was doing, he's like, you're insane. No one's going to do this. We have to find another way to get business. This is insanity. And so but anyway, I don't know. I'm going to keep going. I don't know where I'm going with that thing, but like, I just want you guys to see it because I see it, right? Like as a visionary, I see this stuff. And if I can communicate it to the right people and they see it too, I think they're going to be successful. Let me pull up my notes. Cool. Okay, cool. Here's another video. So these are all in the Rise account, right? All these videos. Like if I was new, man, I would just be a nerd on this stuff, dude. There's so many resources. Like we live in a time when everything's on YouTube. Like you can learn how to surf. Like that's how I learned how to surf, YouTube. Like I've watched videos, right? You can learn a language. It's bonkers, man, what you can learn on YouTube. So anyway, getting started. I'm going to play this one. This is a good one too. This is a quick video.
One of the most recent updates, and I know I covered this last week because it just happened within the last few weeks.
So this is specific to OJO and getting started and what the platform looks like.
Is you now have the ability to see how you're performing. For team leads, this is fantastic because you can actually see the performance of every single person on your team and then as your team's performance as a whole. So they break down percentages and give you all of that important information. So when you click on that tab up at the top, if you are a lead receiver and then agents, as you are logging in, you will see your specific performance here. When you go through that, it kind of gives you all these different percentages with how you're updating the status of any of your clients, and it will tell you if you have any opportunities for that. So with this particular team lead, he is not super duper active within this platform, but you can see that his lead offer response rate is great. His referral status update is great. If he was getting more referrals sent to him directly and maybe not reassigned, you would see a percentage here as well. So it gives you a little bit of a breakdown of how you're doing with regards to the platform. And these are all the different important metrics that they track when you are active within the dashboard. So if you're new to OJO, OJO does not have an app. They work specifically through the browser. So your login is referrals.ojo.me. Your login is a phone number and your password. What I do want to talk about before we go further into how the algorithm works is the setup process is very different from OpCity in terms of how streamlined it is. This one is a little bit slower. It's a newer company and relatively smaller compared to OpCity. So if you signed up for OJO and you're not receiving leads, what you want to make sure of is that you have completed their OJO 101 webinar. And then once OJO has received that verification that you have completed that webinar, you have filled out the quiz that's provided to you, then they will send you a link. So both the webinar and this link to set up your profile come via text. So make sure you keep an eye out for that. When you are completed, when OJO's received that notification, you'll click that link and then be able to set up your password. If you are a lead receiver, you'll also have the ability to add in your postal codes for the service area that you work in. So just a little kind of offshoot from what we're talking about. So when you go in here, you can see the team performance as a whole and just general what they need to work on. You're going to notice that the percentages for making offers and showing homes is going to be a little bit less than everything else, confirming that relationship and updating that status, and then how quickly and how often you are clicking on those leads that you receive. The reason being is because for every referral that you get, it's a little bit slower to push them through that pipeline and get them to that closed status. So we're going to look at just a random agent here. When you are starting out, when you are logging in, and even if you're more experienced, when you look at your performance, these are the different metrics that you want to focus on. So that lead offer response rate, the quicker you click on that text message with that referral, the more responsive the algorithm will be to you as an agent. So you want to make sure you're clicking on everything that comes your way. Get that percentage well above 50%. If you can get it up to 75 and above, you're going to be in a really good place. And that's going to teach the algorithm that you are responsive to those referrals that they're sending out. And that will help boost your performance score. So a little bit different than OffCity where you have an actual number metric. This works mostly on percentages. The next important thing when you are getting started with OJO is it's not enough to just get connected with that live call and win that referral. You need to log into your dashboard and confirm the relationship. So when you log in, you'll see that referral and you'll see a green confirm button to the right-hand side. Click on that and then again, just get started working with that referral. So what you want to do from that point is think about the consistency within this dashboard. Think about how frequently you're going in. Same kind of, what's the word I'm looking for, but same principle as with OffCity. You want to go in at least twice a week. Keep in mind, OJO is really great for some of those long timeline clients because the minimum that they require you to update the status of any of those clients is once a month. But the more frequent and the more consistently you are going into this dashboard, the better response you'll see with not only the number of referrals and the lead flow that comes your way, but also the quality of the referral. So you want to teach that algorithm that, yes, I'm clicking on these. Yes, I am updating the status. I am showing them homes. We're making offers and eventually moving them to that closed position. If you ever notice that you have an area where you need to improve, so this particular agent right here needs to work on updating the status of her referrals. She's currently at a 0%. What is really cool about this platform is they will give you this little light bulb with how to improve. When you click on that, it kind of shows you how they break down that percentage rates. You want to be greater than 90% to be in a good place. If you need improvement, you're somewhere between 70% and 90%. And then if you need improvement or you're just getting started and need to be evaluated, it's anything below 70%. So then once you get through that, you're going to scroll down and it actually gives you some of their best practices and how they recommend you improve this particular metric within OJO.
My question is, so if
Oh God. I don't want to listen to that lady. I'm gonna play a couple more. These are really quick. So what happens is these are all our these are our coach. These are all training sessions, and this is Kate. This is dude, Jeremiah. I think this dude's name is. Let's click this right here. This is this.
What's the number? undetermining factor?
Yeah, so this is Jeremiah. He used to work at Keller Williams as well. So he's running OJO Labs as well, right? So he's working there. So here's a quick 2-minute video on what's the number one factor for closings?
In internet lead conversion. What's the number one determining factor in internet lead conversion? Speed the lead. It is speed, response time. So if we call a consumer, like we call them within seconds, right? We get them on the phone, we talk to them, we go through this whole thing, and then we can't get an agent on the phone, and we say, hey, an agent's gonna be in touch shortly. And then we send out the text, you go, awesome, I got it. And then you don't call them for 24 hours. Do you think that helps you or hurts you in terms of A, lead conversion, and B, the way that we score and rank agents in our network? Right. Pretty obvious that's going to hurt, right? It's not going to help you. You want to be quick to call people back. So what I always say, one of the things that I want to be crystal clear about with OJO is what we're looking for from our agents above everything else is engagement. We don't penalize you for declining leads. We don't penalize you for accepting leads. The only time that we degrade an agent's rank is when they ignore us.
Did you guys hear that? Someone say yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm going to play it again. You should hear this. This is important because your scores are going to go down. You're like, Joe, my score went down. So please listen to this.
Penalize you for accepting leads.
All right, here we go. Boom.
Penalize you for declining leads. We don't penalize you for accepting leads. The only time that we degrade an agent's rank is when they ignore us. Now, that can happen on multiple factors. One is lead offers. Believe it or not, there are agents that they just don't answer them. Now, we know that as an agent, there's gonna be times when you're in the car, you're with a customer and you can't answer. Even if it's an hour later, just answer. Just go in there and say, hey, sorry, I wasn't available, decline the lead, whatever. That will act.
Did you hear what he said? He said, if it's an hour later, just go in there and decline the lead, right? If on these channel partners, if they feel, if it's machine learning, if the computer doesn't think that there's like a human being that's alive and responsive on the other end of this thing, they're just not going to send you leads. Does that make sense, guys? It's super easy, right? Like you just have to respond. You can decline. That's awesome. You can decline. You can go and snooze. You can pause, whatever. But if they send something and there's no response, it's going to not be awesome for your future in receiving leads.
To help you over time. Just make sure you respond to 100% of the lead offers that you get. Even if it's the next day, like you wake up the next morning and you're on vacation, whatever, log in, just interact with the text, tell us you're not available. Sometimes you get a screen that says this lead's no longer available. That's okay. Our system still captures that signal as like, hey, this agent's engaged, they're trying to participate, they're trying to win. And so like best practice number one.
So here's OJO 101. So guys, what's important to know is that it's just like anything in life, man. Like be present, man. Like it's like people walking down the street on their phones, like bumping into people, like just be present. How we do anything is how we do everything. If you have the app on, just be present. That's all. And it's easy. And so like, they don't care. You can turn it off and you don't have to be present whenever you want. But if you have it on, just do the deal, right? So this is one last video from Jeremiah on best practices.
When you get an OJO text, be super quick to respond, and then just be prepared to take a phone call immediately. If you don't get a call within a few minutes, just log into your dashboard and be proactive and call the consumer. Because as soon as you win, we dump that leads info into your dashboard. And on those cold transfers, there's a new feature that a lot of you may or may not have seen yet, which is called click to connect. And so what that means is instead of, let me go backwards. What we hear a lot from consumers on the cold transfers is, hey, thanks so much for matching me with this agent, but it's been 24 hours and I haven't heard from them. We give the consumer your contact info to call you, but I don't know if you all have ever inquired on a real estate sign. Like more often than not, the agent doesn't call you back. So in an effort to help us and help the consumer understand what's happening, we shipped this new feature called Click to Connect. So if you go into your OJO dashboard and you got an SMS connection, there's going to be a blue button that says Click to Connect. You're going to click it. we're gonna call you, you answer, and then you just hang out, and we're gonna dial the lead, and we're gonna try and connect them to our technology. We don't listen to those phone calls, but you do get kind of like extra credit, if you will, for using that tool, because we're seeing that you're in there doing that.
Cool. I'm going to kind of wrap this thing up. Hey, I want to tell you guys, there's a video in there on like hacks, like on how to break them. The coolest thing about those coaches, they'll teach you how to they'll teach you hacks on how to break the algorithm and the machine learning, right? Like if you can't get connections in an area you want to be in, if you go open up in a couple towns over where they like need connections and you convert there, and then you open up the other area, they'll start giving you connections in the area you want to be in, right? There's a video on that. But I said I was not going to take an hour, but I did. So hope you guys stuck around. So hopefully you found some value here. Yeah, what questions do you guys have? Jenny, I see your hand is up.
Yeah, I'm just curious because he said that if you don't think it's going to work out, it's okay to release even within the hour. But is there like such thing as like releasing too many people?
Yeah, that's a good question. So yeah, so remember those videos I'm showing you guys are videos that are out there for like the entire world, right? So like this is going to be recorded as well. Anyway, so like what happens is what we're going to do is we are going to yeah, think about it. You guys got to think like the machine. You got to what I forget who said it. I think it was Steve. He said these people don't think like realtors. They think like tech people. Does that make sense? Right? So think like the computer, right? If the computer sees someone just like releasing 10 leads one day or receiving leads and releasing them an hour later over and over and over and over, do they think that's a good partner?
No.
Jenny.
No.
Why? Tell me why.
Showing that you're not willing to work.
Yeah, correct. Right. Especially in the beginning. The beginning, guys, please. Oh God, tell us. I've been doing this for a year, right? So I know what works and what doesn't. The first 2 weeks, the first 30 days on these programs are so important, right? When they see you cherry picking, they see you whatever, it just doesn't work, right? So like, remember, click fast, click often, right? If it's an unrealistic buyer or renter or seller or whatever, or it's out of the area, like people don't hit me up with like, Joe, what do I do? They're in Pittsburgh. Tell them that you don't sell houses in Pittsburgh. Like you're not driving to Pittsburgh, right? Sorry. Somehow we got connected to the wrong person. Market met after 48 hours and then release it at 2 weeks, right? And just keep that algorithm. And guess what? You guys have a CRM, which has like dates and times. Like you don't have to keep track of this stuff, right? You just have to like look at your lead, look at a calendar and see what makes sense, right? And if you don't want to work someone, you don't have to. People are like, Joe, this guy wants a 5,000 square foot house in Spring Lake and he only has $2,000 a month for a rental. It's like, okay, that's not going to happen. He's probably a crazy, it's not going to happen. Like if you don't want to work him, you don't. But what happens is the quality is in the quantity. And what you just heard from Sam Marks is, I'm so psyched he popped in here, man. He closed a rental for free to raise his status, right? What he did was he raised his visibility on the platform. Does that make sense, right? Everyone know, so once you're like nobody with everybody else, you close something, people are like, who's that guy, right? Oh my God, that's Sam Marks. You close another one, you're like, oh, wait, who's this dude, right? Let's get him some real stuff, right? And then a month later, Sam closes a $1.2 million house and wall off of an OJO lead, right? So like, yeah, you just remember, guys, the Zillow Flex stuff, a lot of you guys learned about Flex first, and the rules are kind of like just different because it's just a different monster, right? One thing to know is like on Zillow Flex program, whatever you do in there, like the way that whatever your performance in Flex will affect the entire organization, right? So like your performance in Flex could affect like a realtor that's like not even here in like 6 months, right? And so OJO and City, like you're kind of on your own, man, right? Does that make sense? Like your score is your own, right? Which is kind of cool. Just relieves a lot of stress for me, right? So like whatever, but yeah. And if you want those scores to go up, you're just gonna release the people you can't work with, and just your job's to find the ones you do want to work with, right? Does that answer your question, Jenny?
Yeah. I have one more question though. I know that like they want us to like answer quickly and like try to get all of them, but what if we keep trying to answer quickly but we don't get it?
Yeah, so I think that's a good question. So Jeremiah kind of just talked about that, right? Like they just want to see that you're there, you're on the other end of the line. You're not penalized for not getting it. You're not penalized for getting it. You are penalized for not responding. And guys, remember when you start on the platform, like people that have already been in the platform and have proven themselves and have converted consumers, they have like a lead. It's like starting a race. And if you're new, you get like the other person gets they get a head start, right? Like they're going to get a 10-second head start ahead of you, right? And what happens is those people that already get they get a head start like from you, right? And then once it gets to you, you want to click fast because you want to, God, you just want to get in there, right? So what it looks like is so you're not they just have to know you're there. When the stuff goes like on Op City, when it just sits there and just expires, that's bad. In OJO, if you just don't ever like click the text that they send you, it's bad. But the good news is you can pause both those systems. Like you can turn it on when you want to work it. So if you're like sitting by the pool, if you're like sitting on your couch watching TV, if you're like, what I would do is I would make 3 hours of prospecting time and follow-up time every single day. And I would like call my database. I would I'm an insane person and I love to win. So like I would call some neighborhoods. I would do some circle dialing. I'd do some expired dialing. I'd call my whatever. And then I would also have my OJO and my Op City on my phone at the same time with it in front of me while I'm using my phone. If you did that every day if you guys did that every day for 3 hours, Monday through Friday, do you think you'd like sell a bunch of houses?
Yes, Joe.
Yes, Joe. That sounds about right.
Wait, I have a question, Joe.
Yes, Lauren from Keyport.
Hi, yes, thank you so much. Question, when I win an OJO lead, is that lead automatically in our CRM?
I'm going to say yes. Is that correct?
No.
It's not. What? Is that true?
That is true. So that's one of the major differences between OJO and Op City. OJO, unless something has changed, that lead does not automatic because it comes to your phone. This is like a text message. So that lead has to be manually entered into the CRM.
Holy crap, that sucks. Okay, guys, did you hear that?
So guys, they're all going to panic where they're going to panic and message me, I can't find him. It's because they have to be manually entered.
So guys, if you win it, you guys hear that? That's really important and it really sucks. But it is what it is, right? So like the people that you take in, you're just gonna have to like copy and paste it into the CRM. Does that make sense?
But the good news, I know it's bad news, but I got good news too, is that once they're in there, they're in there. You just have to provide those weekly updates in the CRM because Helen and Noor are updating OJO and Op City 2 times a week for you. So you don't have to go in there and update the leads notes in OJO. We will do that for you. So just make sure that the leads are updated in the CRM.
And just so you guys know, all this stuff, all this clunky stuff will be fixed, right? Does that make sense? Like we're working with Sierra and Zillow right now to like, when you like, you have to make notes in Zillow app and you have to make notes in Sierra. Like that sucks. I agree. Like you don't have to, by the way, when something sucks, you don't have to come and tell me. I like know what sucks, right? Like, and so what's happening now is there's going to be like Zillow's opening up their API and that's going to happen. So like all the clunky stuff is being fixed. Thank you, Lauren. That was very valuable. So get your leads in the CRM. Whatever, just close the leads. I don't care what you do. Like as long as you get them closed and you keep them there, that's it. Any other questions? I want to respect everyone's time. We got like a minute left to keep this thing under an hour. Thanks for coming, guys.
Oh my God, this microphone.
This is ladies' night. And
right.
we're losing people already. All right. See you guys later. Thanks for coming. Bye.